Hello, Dr. Brown. How are you doing?
Doing what? How are you?
Oh, awesome. Oh, Doctor, we're very pleased to have you here. We are very, very honored for you to honor our invitation. How are you doing in California? And in San
Well, it's
Francisco,
actually
right?
the sun is shining today, which is a change from the
Oh,
last
okay.
week.
Yeah.
It's been a busy morning, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we're great. We're really happy to and honored to have you in our podcast. Hello, everyone. Today we have an August visitor. I will call it an important personnel, Dr. Shirley Braun. He's an expert in organizational leadership and is joining us today. He's the founder of Insight Coaching and Consulting. We're excited to have you, Dr. Brown. So today we're going to talk to Dr. Brown. He's a leader in organizational leadership. He's going to tell us. We're going to hear her perspective and insight on organizational leadership and see how AI is reshaping the landscape. And again, well, from her experience, she's a doctor. I'm going to tell you how we come about that in the title here because she's really loaded. We follow where the discussion goes. Like I said, she's a doctor, a PhD in organizational psychology from California School of Business, professional psychology in San Francisco. She has BA in psychology and MA in industrial and social psychology from Bar Ilam University, Israel. Dr. Shah, we're really grateful to have you in our midst today.
Thank
So, yeah, so before we dive in, let me tell you how this podcast is going to go. First of all, it's not an interview, it's a discussion. Just like I said, just follow where the discussion goes. Feel free to add more if we leave anything out, or if there's something you don't want us to talk about, fine, we're okay with that. So, how it's going to go, before we dive in, here's how we're going to do. We start with your background and the trends you're seeing. Then we discuss your current challenges and the vision of Swift Insight Coaching and Consulting in the next 12 months. Then we'll finally explore if there's anything to talk about, or if it makes sense, if there's anything more to talk about. Does that make sense, Dr. Shara?
you.
Okay, awesome. So before we dive in, Dr. Shara, can you please give us a brief overview of your professional journey, your role, and how it fits into a bigger picture of Swift Insight Coaching and Consulting?
Right. So I actually grew up in organizations and worked mostly in tech, in
Mm,
biotech, although I started my career way back in the day in retail. So I also spent some years in retail, but most of my career was in technology and biotechnology.
mm,
Um, and I started in very large enterprise organizations, in the role of HR leadership. And then I got curious about scaling companies,
mhm,
companies that are starting to grow, experiencing growth, and made it kind of my mission to help leaders in corporate think about growth and scale in a different way. So I did that for more than 25 years. And almost 3 years ago, I decided that it was time for me to shift from working in corporate as a C-level executive to opening my own coaching and consulting firm.
yeah,
And so I started with that journey. And it's been a really interesting journey, but one that is very rewarding.
mhm,
Um, yeah, and I enjoy it very much. I work with leaders, either in enterprise companies or in scaling companies.
mhm,
But I also work with founders, so it really depends, but they mostly are in tech and biotech. And they're experiencing some change in scale, growth, or transitions.
mhm.
And that's, very broad topics. But within those topics, I find that people find that my experience and my expertise has been valuable to them.
I agree.
So I'm doing both executive coaching, where I work just with one leader,
Mhm,
but I also do consulting and leadership development
mhm,
and leadership advisory
mhm.
with different companies. And It's fun. There are a
Yeah,
lot of
awesome.
challenges right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I see that. But it's very, very interesting as well.
Yeah.
I noted that, I don't want to, because you have a lot on your resume. If I start mentioning them, so don't think I don't know what you're saying. If I start mentioning them, we'll not go anywhere. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So what does a typical day looks like for you?
Mm. So I typically wake up in the morning and think about what I'm going to do today. I tend to exercise in the morning
Mhm,
before my day starts, and I typically have either one-on-one sessions or I have group sessions where I meet with groups that I kind of help them scale.
yeah. Okay, awesome. So what is the major shift you are seeing in your industry right now?
Hmm. So I think in the last, I would say 3 to 4 years, there's been a big shift, both market shift, economy shift, where, we have all seen the layoffs that companies have been engaged in order to create more efficiency, as they say.
Mm-hmm,
And on top of that, we have a lot of technological changes, and
mm-hmm,
mostly AI has accelerated the business
mm-hmm,
big time.
mm-hmm,
And I find that a lot of companies are making decisions based on cost reductions and
mm-hmm,
creating efficiency,
mm-hmm,
but not always thinking about how to think about the next few years. They are doing something to save money right now,
mm-hmm,
or to converge the new technology,
mm-hmm,
AI, into their business.
mm-hmm,
But using it more tactically, okay, let's change the workflows with AI,
mm-hmm.
but not thinking strategically about how to redesign the organization.
Yeah.
And when I talk about redesign the organization, I don't just talk about structure, because a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people think that organization design is about the structure of the organization, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's a more holistic process that walks you through kind of evaluating where do you want to go,
Mm-hmm.
what are the things that you're trying to accomplish short and long term, and how are you going to do that, both from a structural perspective, but also
Mm-hmm.
from a process, talent, and systems perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that if you're not thinking about the entire picture and you're just investing time in rebuilding
Mm-hmm.
workflows or tools,
Mm-hmm.
you're actually going to pay the price in the near term or in the long term.
Yeah. Awesome. Speaking of strategic decisions, in a world where AI is automating decision making and operational tasks, how must the fundamental role of a senior leader change to remain relevant and drive human-centric innovation?
That's a great question. I think that, first of all, I think that leaders need to see themselves as change leaders,
Mm-hmm.
and not as people that are just driving change or
Mm-hmm.
managing change. And it's very, very different. I mean, managing change is kind of taking an operational process and driving it through.
Mm-hmm.
Leading change is bigger. It's about kind of incorporating the head, the heart, and the hands in
Yeah.
that process, and being very much attuned to what people think, what people are capable of,
Yeah.
and how do you want to really rebuild the organization to fit the day and age.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing, how has AI impacted your business strategy, if ever?
Yeah, so I think from my perspective, I have been using obviously AI more in my business,
Okay.
but I think it's also impacted how I help my clients rethink about their organization design, and
Okay.
how do they want to design the organization so that they are not just in this mode of cost cutting or
Mm-hmm.
efficiency,
Mm-hmm.
but they are thinking more holistically about effectiveness and how
Mm-hmm.
to get the organization to the next level.
Okay, that makes sense, and that's
There's a
awesome.
lot of research that shows that a lot of companies that have been incorporating just changes to with AI
Mhm.
tools, or using just AI tools, are not necessarily succeeding
Mm.
because they are stuck in the tactical without thinking the big picture.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Okay, what's working well for you right now and what has been frustrating?
Hmm. What's working for me is, I
Mhm.
really enjoy the work that I do. I've been doing this for many years. It's my expertise, and it's always fun to come into an organization and to understand, to kind of uncover the needs and help them focus and create clarity about what they need to do.
Mhm.
What is frustrating for me is that a lot of the organizations are not thinking in a way that will enable them for the long term. They're just
Mhm.
thinking here and now because they are trying to save money
Yeah,
and be more efficient.
okay, that makes sense. So how do you measure success in Swift Insight and coaching and consulting?
In my company,
Hmm.
typically, I have goals for the year
Hmm.
that I think about, not just revenue goals, but
Hmm.
also my personal goals.
Okay.
Um, and I just measure them and I try to be very attuned and very focused on the things that I think I need to do in order to grow my business.
Okay, awesome. So what metrics are you focused on improving in your goals, in measuring or meeting your goals?
In my personal goals
Hmm.
or in
Yeah,
company?
no, your Swift.
Being very intentional about what I focus on. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things
Yeah.
and to work with clients who are referred but are not necessarily understanding or really appreciating the value. So for me,
Hmm.
it's being intentional about the clients that I choose to work for
Hmm.
and the amount of time
Yeah.
that I choose to focus on work versus also doing things that I love that are not related to work.
So, okay, all right, awesome. That's very good. Okay, my next question is where do you want Swift Insight to be in the next 6, 12 months?
I'm trying to scale my business too.
Mm-hmm.
So I am trying, as much as I grew the business on the executive coaching side,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to scale the consulting side and work with companies that are in need of, what I just talked about,
Mm-hmm.
kind of leveraging my expertise
Mm-hmm.
in org design and rethinking their org design.
Okay, awesome. Again, the rise of AI is creating a speed workforce. Those who embrace the new tool and those who resist. From a leadership perspective, what is the most effective strategy for managing this internal transformation and ensuring that your existing talent are not just AI aware, but actively AI enabled?
That's
Yeah,
that's a great question.
yeah.
Because awareness is important as a
Yeah.
first stage.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I think that the companies that do it right,
Hmm.
they first try to figure out what is it that they're trying to accomplish,
Yeah.
short and long term.
Hmm.
What are they very good at and what are they not so strong at? And also, where is the competition going? And, what is the trends out there? So they are trying to figure all of that. And then they are choosing where to focus on short and long term
Hmm.
so that they don't get to this place of just being enabled with tools,
Hmm.
but also being enabling the people
Hmm.
to understand what AI can do,
Hmm.
how to work with AI, how to create consistent systems and processes that really match what the organization needs,
Hmm.
how to grow the talent in terms of knowledge and capability related to AI,
Hmm.
because it's not just something that you do, it's a mindset shift and a
Hmm.
capability shift.
Yeah.
So I think that the companies that are doing it right are really thinking about all of these steps as they're um, using AI as a tool, but also as a strategy.
Yeah. Okay. From your own perspective, is there any single critical leadership role or practice that leaders need to implement today to to successfully integrate AI into their core business processes?
First,
Yeah, I say from your
well,
perspective. I'm not. What do you think?
stop and think. What is it that you're really trying to do instead of being a copycat and doing
Hmm.
what everybody else is doing?
Yeah.
And think about how to leverage the capabilities of the organization,
Hmm.
and what needs to grow, what needs to change, as opposed to what needs to stay the same.
Hmm.
And don't rush into, okay, let's just do, we'll reduce these roles or change these roles, and then we'll have, the right sizing of the organization. But really think about how to enable people to learn more about AI
Hmm.
and how to leverage it in a very consistent way in the organization.
Yeah.
And
So.
also, I think it's also about allowing people to experiment. So
Mm.
after they are learning, also allow people to experiment so that it doesn't feel like something that is just given to them, but something that they are participating
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah, because I agree with you. Sometimes we just don't want to be introduced to something and you're not allowed to work or experiment on it. It's
in. Yeah.
very key. So, are there any specific KIs you're tracking in getting to where you want your goal to in next 12 months? Is there any specific KI you're tracking?
I have my own, goals and objectives that I track for my company.
That's what I'm can
I
we.
don't have, it's not an enterprise. We are a small company.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we're very meticulous about the intention of, what are we scheduling to do? How are we going to do it? Um, and having clarity that if something that we schedule to do and we have not succeeded in doing, how are we going to reboot our efforts and do it differently?
Yeah. Okay. When you talk about your clients earlier, you said referred client, or so most of your clients been on or referred, or how do you how will I put it? How do you how wide are they, or how do you get them? Are they all referred, or you source them out, or they come to you?
It's a mix.
Okay.
My business started with, people that knew me from working in the business for many years.
Mhm.
And then it grew through the work that I did. And they kind of came to me, suddenly moved to a different organization and said, okay, can you help us with this? Some of them were referred. Um, and some of them came from, I post on LinkedIn on
Okay.
daily basis
Hmm.
about what I do. So some people came from there. So it's a mix
That makes
of referrals or people that saw the work that I do and they reach out.
By the way, I like there's one of the posts you did in LinkedIn about talking to a leader. At the end of the day, you find out you later three things what a leadership is all about. I really love that. I
Thank
really,
you so
really,
much.
you have a very good material over there. That's very good.
Thank you.
So, if you had a magic one to fix just one thing in Swift Insight that is holding you back or slowing you down, what would that one thing be? A
So I
magic.
want to get to a point where, I can hire people to help me. Right
Mhm.
now, it's a two people business. And
Okay.
so, we're kind of doing everything, both
Hmm.
the work and the business development and the marketing and the
Hmm.
writing.
Hmm.
So I would love to get more support to enable the business.
So, how do you want to do that? You mean hiring more people, and why?
I don't think that I'm going to hire somebody to work for me. I think I'm going to hire contractors or consultants
Mhm.
that can come in and serve as support to help me.
Okay, that makes sense. Is there a piece of that in operation, or you know, or something somewhere? Is there a piece of it in operation?
Hmm. I think that the what is happening, and let's just zoom out of me and look
Yeah,
at the market. I mean, because the marketplace has changed, there are a lot
yeah.
of people that are not working in corporate. People live longer, so they
Hmm.
want to stay employed. I think that
Mm-hmm.
there are way more a variety of people out there that are um, offering their services, whatever that
Yeah.
is. It can be
Yeah.
consulting or coaching or any other operational service. Um, and I think that the world has not adjusted to that on
Yeah.
so many levels, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
people that are solopreneurs or small companies, they need support.
Yeah.
They need support so that they can do the thing that they are really good at.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time to grow a business. So I don't think that, let's start from the government or the how we think about what support are these people getting?
Mm-hmm.
What how do they sponsor themselves from a health coverage, right?
Okay.
Because it's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how can you create partnerships with people? I think that there has to be more organized way to think about all of these people that are trying to become solopreneurs
Okay.
and how one can support them.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. That's very good. But so again, what kind of traction signal are you looking for to know you're moving in the right direction, where you want to be?
Hmm. For me, it's about accomplishing my goals and the traction that I get around accomplishing my goals. But I always stay open to learning and continue to learn from others because I'm in this process of, I'm an expert in what I do, but I have so many opportunities to learn how to become better at
Yeah.
other things that are needed in the business.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so if the process or the system works, what does it unlock for you in the next level?
Say that again. I
I
didn't
say if the
understand.
process or the system or investment, because you said you want to be able to hire people to work more and do more things. So I say if the process or the system works, what does it unlock for you in the next level for Swift
So
Insight?
first, working with more interesting clients
Okay.
um, that are kind of my ideal customer from one end, and then also having enough time to invest in
Mm.
things that are not work
Yeah.
related.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned having more clients. Is that something that you was that is in the works for you, or one of your plans for the year? Is
Yeah.
that one of yeah, okay. Okay, that's awesome. That's it, Dr. Cheryl. Thank you very much.
Thank you
It's
so
nice
much.
having you and we
Thanks
really
for
enjoy
inviting
your
me.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I really
And one thing
appreciate it.
again, why I'm so interested in inviting you, like I told somebody, people like you that I consider as authority in the field should have a say when it comes to AI. So that you don't let an engineer develop a program for a leader. Of course, it's not gonna fit because it's not one way street. It's not one side that fit all. So that's why I call, make sure across the aisle, I make sure important people with wealth of knowledge like you come to my podcast and talk. And so that if ever I want to develop something, we come to you with your education, training and background and experience. You are one of the people that if I'm trying to develop a leadership AI tool today, I'll come to because you have the training and the hands-on experience. So I really want to thank you for being a podcast today. Thank you very much, Dr. Shara. Yeah, thank you. So, folks, that's it today. Thank you for listening to our program. I hope the insights you shared today will add value to anybody. So I'm going to link up details in the podcast. So if you want to contact her, feel free to do so. Thank you, Dr. Cheryl. Thank
Thanks.
you and have a good day.
You too.
Bye.